Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Lune. Hope you're well. If you're not, I hope you're well soon. This is an interesting lighting going on here with my phone. It always does this, I guess. And sometimes in my head looks like it looks transparent because of the lighting. I promise you it's not. It's just very strange. Anyway, so I just felt to I guess a little inspiration to come on here. That's what I do. I just come on whenever it feels right to me. And I didn't even really have like a specific message in mind. I'm just kind of here. And I guess whatever comes out, and that's the message. That's what I'm feeling. But I have these squirrels in my backyard that like always come up here and they try to get, we have like little peanuts that we give them. I don't know if this is good to be doing this. Probably not often because they should be foraging in the forest. But it's like a little bonding moment, kind of giving the little peanuts to the squirrels, and then they take them and they chomp on them and they come back, and it's really sweet. So I was just my mom today, she was able to hand it to one, and it took it right out of her hand, like right out of her fingertips, and it was really sweet. And it like filled my heart with love. I was just like, oh, look at the squirrels, like just part of nature, one with nature. And I think that interacting with these squirrels, and we have bird feeders too, so we see the birds come in and out all the time, specifically finches with where I live. There's like a million finches in our backyard. They're just like, wee. But they're just so beautiful. They're so cute. And I'm like, it just really, I think having all of these animals like in the yard and around me, and being able to feed the squirrels and, you know, watch the birds, it makes me really appreciate Mother Nature more. When I'm around these animals, I feel more grounded, but also like more in touch with spirit. That makes sense. And you know, that makes sense. It's nature, it's a natural world. So when we connect to it, we will connect to those things. But it's just, I think it's just really, you know, communicating the importance of getting out in nature and like enjoying the wildlife and, you know, living in harmony with wildlife in a way that, you know, isn't intrusive to them or to us, like kind of having a balance. Because, you know, these creatures are also just living on this earth with us, and they're trying to live in the way that they were created to live. You know, they're minding their business. They're just doing what they, you know, naturally would do. And so I think it's important to protect them and protect that, you know, sacred way of them existing, and to treat them properly, treat the environment properly, so that we can all live in it in a healthy, you know, really, yeah, a healthy way. I guess I would say healthy because we want to keep the earth healthy so that we all can live on it and be healthy. So when we're treating Mother Nature in ways that are not necessarily good, like putting waste everywhere, you know, littering, or we are cutting down too many trees, we are driving animals out of their homes, and a lot of times that happens when you cut down trees. And sometimes, you know, trees need to be cut down, they have problems, they're diseased, but if they're not, it's kind of like, it just doesn't feel right, if that makes sense. We're supposed to be coexisting with all of these creatures and beings, and instead we are pushing them away, or, you know, almost declaring that we're more important than them when we're not. You know, they're one with us too. They are part of this place that we've come to, and we should respect, you know, the land and the animals and insects and the bugs and every little creature, regardless of if they harm us or not. Obviously, if they harm us, then don't go near them, or you may have to like carefully remove them, like a nest or something that's in a place that's not very, it's a little compromising for us. But otherwise, if you can, I urge you to let nature do its thing and let nature, be around you in the way that it's meant to. Because I do have some wasp nests in my yard. And wasps, like, I've characteristically been afraid of wasps before. I think I made a video about how, like, I found one in my house and I was, like, not scared of it for, like, the first time ever. I was like, oh my god, because they scare me because they can sting you. Like, well, I guess bite you. I don't know. Sting, bite, whatever. Maybe both. But they can hurt you. So I was always really afraid of them. And then I kind of looked up things about wasps, and, most of them are not hostile. They're not hostile. They're actually very, like, they just kind of do their own thing. And they are important for the ecosystem. They eat other bugs. They murder other bugs. Like, that's what it said when I looked it up. They were like, yeah, they murder bugs. They just, like, numb, It's so weird, but yeah. And I was just like, wow, they're actually kind of cool. And they do pollinate like bees, not quite as heavily or as integral as bees are in that way, but they do keep different, insect bug populations down, and they do pollinate sometimes. So it's like everything is kind of showing me that everything has a purpose, and when we mess with that balance, it can affect us too. And even if it didn't affect us, like, it's affecting other creatures, so we should probably pay attention to that, because it's disrespectful to the other creatures if we're impeding on their natural way of living and being and their ability to exist in this world. That's why the extinction of so many animals is, like, it's devastating. Because these animals were here before us, or were just existing with us, and then suddenly we decided to be greedy and selfish and start killing some of them, or taking away their homes so that they would die or they couldn't go anywhere else. And that's not the way that we should be living in this world. I don't care what anybody else says about that. I'm saying that right now. We should not be living in a way that is harmful to the creatures around us. If we need to move them, or it's really important that they're gone in a certain way because it would impede on the rest of the world and us, like, I get it, but these creatures are just living. They're not hurting us. They're just trying to live in their natural world, and it's not fair to them to mess with that in the ways that we have been. These big cities, where it's just void of greenery, void of life. I feel that it's just not right. Like, it doesn't feel right when I'm in a place like that. There is life, because when you're in a city, there's tons of people and there's life within people, but I just feel that the natural world has been taken advantage of in too many ways, and Mother Earth, like, needs to be taken care of. We need to respect these creatures. We need to respect ourselves. We need to respect, the plants. I think sometimes we forget that plants can feel things. When you cut your grass, the grass feels it. They do. And so it's like being aware of how these creatures are really existing in the world, their natural processes, and how you could be impeding on that. And it's not to blame yourself if you don't know about something, but it's like trying to be more aware so that you can contribute in better ways that's good for the environment and for other creatures. And so, yeah, I just I don't know why. I just felt like saying that because these squirrels, I was like, oh my gosh, you're so beautiful. And look at you just living in your world and enjoying the backyard, because I see them chasing each other, they're jumping from tree to tree, they're just enjoying being a squirrel, you know? They're just being a squirrel, and it's really beautiful. And then I think of, what if the whole forest near my house was cut down? They wouldn't have anywhere to live. They'd have to move. And I don't know how that would affect them, but I'm just grateful that where I am, the forest is intact, and these creatures can play and exist so freely and happily. And to the point where I can interact with the squirrels, so where I can feed one and have that exchange of love. That, that is how we are supposed to live with these creatures, in harmony, in love. And I'm just feeling that more and more over time, observing Mother Nature. So yeah, I think that's the video. I don't quite know exactly what I said in this. Like, sometimes I will say a whole video and then my mind will go blank and I'll have to watch it back so that I remember what was said. But yeah, just try to be mindful, because there's beauty in Mother Nature, there's beauty in everything. It's not just about us. I guess I could compare it to the way of Native Americans. The way that they existed with nature, they coexisted in such a way where they were very respectful of every little thing, every little spirit, every little creature in the natural world. And even when they would kill animals to consume them, they would use every little part of it to be respectful, to say that, hey, your sacrifice is not in vain. Your sacrifice was necessary, and we are grateful for it. And so we are going to use every part of you to help fuel us. That is the way that we should be treating these animals, with respect. Even if you are to kill an animal, make sure that it is of pure intent, not malicious, not to just kill it because you want to and it's fun, but because it's going to give you nourishment. And be grateful for that animal, that they were able to give that to you, that they were able to give you, the energy, the fuel that you need to live your life. I don't think that you have to be a vegan or a vegetarian, and I think people get shamed for that a lot of times. But I do think that you should try to get the meat that you eat from ethical sources, if you can, and always thank the animals for giving you that sustenance, so that you may live. I just felt I needed to say that. So, alright, now I'm really ending the video. I had went on a little bit of a tangent there. But yeah, so have a great day, guys. I hope you're well, and if you're not, I hope you're well soon.